Hey guys, and welcome to our birth vlog for our little baby girl. This is her right here. So basically this little clip is just like a little introduction part. I'm gonna like go into detail and explain like her whole birth story a little bit later in the video, because the thing is when I was actually like in labor and like in the hospital giving birth and all that stuff, I just like did not really think to like take out my phone that much and like film that much. I just was not in the mood. Honestly, I was just in a lot of pain during the whole thing, and I like didn't feel like talking like during the hospital. I don't know, I just was like in a really bad mood. I'm just being honest with you guys. So basically the footage and like the video clips that I do have, I'm gonna show you those right now. And they basically don't really have much audio. There's like really nothing going on. They're just like a couple, you know, clips here and there of like the hospital, the room, her whenever she was born, just like a couple things like that. So, you know, I guess I would just like either do a voiceover or like a little montage or something. I'm still figuring it out, but yeah, I'll show you guys basically the footage that I do have from the hospital. And then after that, we're just gonna go like, just go into like the actual birth story, and I'll just like explain it. I'll just explain everything, like how it all happened, how she was born, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm making a video, Seth. You want to say hi?
Hi.
You're not in it. Come here.
Hi.
Yeah, we're just here at this little
Daddy wants a bike.
A bike? Wow, are you a repairman? Tell them that you're a repairman.
I am Baba here.
Oh, show what tools you brought.
These ones.
So yeah, basically this vlog, yeah, so
You see my
I'm gonna
pipes
explain
over
the birth
there?
story like in detail.
You see my
But
pipes?
yes, that's really cool. But
Are
yes,
there people here?
before that, I'll show you guys the clips that I do have right now,
Yeah,
and
that's
I hope you guys enjoyed that. But yes, I will introduce real quick once we get onto like the birth story, you know, our actual baby. But this is her right here. Here's like a little sneak peek. But she is almost 3 weeks old now. Her name is Elevie Sunset. Can you show them baby Elevie? She's so cute. She'll be 3 weeks. Actually, no, she is 3 weeks. Yeah, she's 3 weeks old. Yeah, she was born on December 11th. Right now it's already January like 3rd, so
Mama.
yeah. I'm a little late filming this, but as you can see, I have 3 kids, so that's why this whole video is a little bit late, because there's always a lot going on here. Yeah, so I have, yeah, Savvy, he's almost 4. And then Relio just turned 2.
I don't want to be.
He doesn't want to be 4. But yeah, I have an almost 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and then a 3-week-old.
Can't go to school.
He wants to cancel his birthday. So yes, that's why I'm sorry. Sorry that this video is so late, but you know, it's fine. She's still a newborn. Okay, baby. Oh my gosh, they're funny. Well, anyways, so yeah, I'll show you guys the clips that I have from the hospital right now, and then I hope you guys enjoy this whole vlog. So here are the first clips of me walking up to the labor and delivery unit in the William Beaumont Army Medical Center Hospital. And yeah, it was really late at night, as you can tell. And I was like in labor, but like early labor. So I was kind of struggling, but you know, I was just walking up. And then, so I ended up staying there. They actually kept me and they put me in a labor delivery room. So this is me on the bed back when I was still happy and everything was fine. I definitely didn't film the whole entire time that I was there, because I did have to be induced and put on Pitocin, and I got an epidural and all that stuff, which I will talk about during my whole birth story segment in the end of this video. But this is pretty much all the clips I got, because I was just like not in the mood to film anything else. So yeah, these are all, you can see my face, I'm kind of struggling there. But then she was born. So now we'll get on to the more positive footage of like her as a newborn, her in the hospital when she was first born. I'll show you guys a little montage of that right now, and then after the montage we will talk about the actual birth story.
Mama. Look at Mama.
Oh, good job.
Watch your hands.
Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
Oh.
Kiss her.
I am.
You're holding a baby? How are you holding her? Is she that tiny? Is she light or heavy?
Yeah.
Oh, look, she's in a little ball. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. She's light? Oh, you want to sit with her?
I'm done.
Okay, sit. You said all done? All done?
Yeah.
Oh, she's in a little baby cocoon ball. Hey, baby. Oh, she's like your little baby doll.
Take my leg and sharpen her.
Aww.
Now I want
Oh,
to.
okay. Okay, hi. Okay, we're back, and this is baby Ellie. And I thought it would be fitting to do this video at sunset. We're here at the playground, and yeah, her name is Ellaby Sunset. That's her middle name. Hello, baby Elle. She is just so cute. She's just waking up now. She was sleeping for a long time, so I'm gonna feed her while I'm talking and all this stuff. Okay, nice. Okay, so I guess I'll just start basically where I'm 7 months pregnant. So I took I'm just starting at that part because I feel like that's like relevant to the whole birth story. So basically, uh-oh. So I did the diabetes, like, you know, the diabetes screening that they do during pregnancy. I took that, and it was like right after I had come back from that vacation that I went to like Disney and Tampa and all that stuff. Uh-oh. Oh boy, sorry. And I failed the diabetes screening. So then I had to like retake it, I think like a week later or a couple days later. I had to like the 3-hour glucose screening where like they'll make you drink that like really nasty glucose drink, and then they test your blood every hour after you drink the drink. So basically, yeah, I failed that one as well. I don't know how. Yeah, so I don't know how exactly that I failed the diabetes screening, but I did for some reason. So the doctors diagnosed me with gestational diabetes, and I was about like 7 months at that point. I forget exactly how many weeks, but okay. So after getting diagnosed with gestational diabetes, I had this little like diabetes like screening test kit kind of thing, and I would have to like prick my own finger and like get a little drop of blood after every single meal, and I had to log airplane. Oh, I see the airplane. Yes. I had to log and record my blood glucose levels literally after every single meal, and that just got like really super annoying. It was not fun. When? Yes. So, yeah, so that was really stressful. It was not fun at all. I had to like monitor all of my food, my diet, everything like that. But basically I was able to control the diabetes that I got diagnosed with through my diet, and then my levels weren't too bad. Like I was able to like kind of maintain my levels. Honestly, I feel like I had low blood sugar very often, more than high blood sugar, but I had it once in a while, occasionally after like a few meals, but honestly not that often or anything like that. But yeah, so yeah, because of that, I don't know, I guess I was kind of considered like a higher risk or something like that. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't feel like I was much of a high risk, but they did say that they were going to induce me at 39 weeks. So that was actually fine with me because my mom was actually coming the week that I turned 38 weeks. So she was like going to be here in Texas and able to help me with the other kids, as you can hear in the background. Yeah, with those two. So I really like wanted to basically have her during that week where I was like 38 to 39 weeks, because then I would actually have help. My mom would be here and I wouldn't have to like my husband was able to like come to the hospital with me and stuff like that. So yeah, honestly, I didn't mind having to be induced. So but I didn't actually make it to 39 weeks, so we'll get back. Yes, napkin. So we'll get back to that part of the story. Anyways, so yeah, anyways, so because of all that, like, since, you know, all those high risk, whatever it was called, I did have to get a growth ultrasound around, I think it was 36 weeks. And yeah, so that was actually kind of nice because I don't mind getting ultrasounds because then I get to see her more. So that was fun. So then, yeah, everything was doing good. She was growing really nicely, really well. And then I had to go into the labor and delivery unit every single Friday at like 9 or 10 a.m. and basically just get like fetal screening, which is where they like put those little monitors onto your belly. I can insert some pictures right here of that.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I thought I could see the doctor, but he wasn't there. I'm like, why I wouldn't want to see him?
So you could probably hear her little heartbeat in the background of that last little video clip that I took. But this is what it looks like. It's just a room where you're just hooked up to the fetal monitoring little system. This is a picture of her face during the growth ultrasound that I was telling you about. And yeah, I just try to take like a picture every week, but there was definitely some weeks where I missed it. But yeah, that's basically the general idea of what it looked like that I had to go do. But yeah, it's basically just like her growth and her heart rate and things like that. So then they check that on the monitor, and then they do, at the end of each screening, the fetal screenings, they just checked her on the ultrasound just for like briefly, like a couple seconds, just to like make sure that her head was facing down. And every single Friday it was still facing down, which I knew because I felt a lot of pressure. I always felt a lot of pressure, so I knew she was definitely facing the correct way, because I was constantly like in just like, oh my gosh, just so much pain. Like it was always really bad. Really like a lot of heaviness, pressure, and my legs would hurt, my feet would hurt, like bladder, and I had heartburn because as you can tell, you can probably tell, she has a lot of hair. She has like full hair. So I was definitely getting heartburn. I was just getting like so many symptoms like during this whole entire thing. Pretty bad symptoms, honestly. So like, you know, I was kind of getting used to all the pain, but it was not fun. And then also the fact that I would have to test my blood glucose levels, also painful, like stabbing yourself and bleeding literally after every meal. It was just a lot, and I was just so done with being pregnant. I just wanted to have her by that point. The Friday before all this happened, and we like hung out and like did fun things. Like we saw Wicked, we went to the mall, we did some like holiday activities, just like really fun things like that. Yes, yeah, Christmas tree. There is a Christmas tree. I see a Christmas tree. Christmas tree. Yes, Santa. Yes. I can't even see you. Come here, baby. You're not even in the video. Come, look. You're right here. Okay, so yeah. So my mom got here. We were just like determined to like induce me naturally, if that was even possible. So it kind of happened. So basically the start of the actual birth story was that, so it was Monday the, I'm trying to think, 9th? I think it was the 9th. Yeah. And we went on this little hike to the Franklin Mountain State Park. It was like a mini hike. Like it was nothing crazy. It was not like huge mountains. There is bigger hikes, but we just did this little, like, and it was like toddler kid friendly because he was able to do it. And Sad was able to do it. Yeah. And they were completely like, I mean, we had to keep up with them, honestly. They were the ones like running the whole trail. So it was like a very mild trail is what I'm trying to say. It's not like crazy hiking or anything. But so we did that. But all the walking and then like all the pressure of like walking, the weight, you know, all that stuff, I kind of like had a feeling something would happen. And I did actually at that point, after we left, we went to Whole Foods that Monday, and I did actually start to get contractions. And they were pretty, like, they weren't intense, but I could feel them, and like they were consistent too. We were timing them when we were in the car. It was like every 12 minutes. Sorry about the little background, little guy. You know, honestly, I might have to move this vlog back home because this is a lot of background noise. But anyways, I'll get to a stopping point in the story before I move to a different location. But basically, yeah, the contractions were about every 12 minutes. So yeah, after we did that, we did the hike, we went to Whole Foods, we came back home to our apartment, and then at that point I was still getting them. So yeah, like at that point I just kind of like just got ready, mentally prepared. Like I started showering, I packed all the finishing last minute clothes and stuff into the hospital bag, like all the rest of the stuff that I needed for the hospital. I already had her stuff packed, but I just needed a couple things for myself, like toiletries and stuff. So yeah, I packed the hospital bag, showered, got everything ready with them. Like because I knew my mom would have to be with them overnight alone, basically. So we did end up going to the hospital that night. Uh-oh. Yeah, so that night on Monday, we got to the hospital around 11 or 12 at night, so it was pretty late at that point. And I, you know, at one point the labor, like the contractions kind of stalled. But then when I was walking, like to the car, walking to the hospital, and all that stuff, I did start feeling the contractions again. But they weren't like super severe or super painful or anything. But they were like starting to get to that level. Like it was definitely early labor, and it was like mild contractions. It was not like crazy contractions like where you're like about to push kind of thing. But either way, the fact that I was considered like high risk, whatever was what they were saying, and the fact that I had 2 other kids before, and he came very fast. Like he came, I had contractions with him for about 4 hours, and then went straight to the hospital. And 4 hours later, after getting to the hospital, he was born. Literally within 4 hours. So because of that experience with him, I was kind of worried. I was like, oh my gosh. like this baby could come out really soon, so I was kind of scared. So that's why I did go to the hospital that day. No. Yeah. So with my first, I was actually induced, and it took a really long time. And funnily enough, this whole experience, spoiler alert, was not fast. But that's not the point. So we'll get to that part. So we got there, and then they checked me. I think I was like 3 centimeters dilated at that point. Something around there. So they did actually decide to keep me there at the labor and delivery into a labor room and all that because of the fact of what I just explained, like, you know, like the status, like the diabetes. I had a history of high blood pressure with my first pregnancy, and then also like just the fact that it was my third baby. Like sometimes that makes the babies come way faster. So they didn't want me to go home and then literally like have a baby on the floor kind of thing. That's what they were saying, like, because you don't know. It could be really early labor and it could like really progress really fast. So they didn't want me to go home and like risk it. So they'd rather just be safe and like keep me there at the hospital. So yes, I stayed that night, and then they okay, so yeah, now this is to the point in the story where we're actually at the hospital, which you guys did see a couple of those clips. So I will pick back up since he's grabbing the phone tripod and stuff. Okay, I'll pick back up in a second to the next clip. Okay, so we're back home now, and luckily Aurelio fell asleep, so there won't be any more background little chatter and like a little baby talking and stuff in the background. Sorry about that, you guys. I hope you could still hear the whole story, you know, so far. But anyways, yeah, it's a lot better now that we're here. Also, it's getting a little cold outside too, so yeah, we needed to get a little warm and stuff for her. Oh my gosh, but yeah, look at her. She's so cute. She's just sleeping. She's just like a little angel. Sweetest baby. So okay, so anyway, so we got into the labor and delivery unit. We got the labor room. I think that's where we stopped at. Yeah, basically at that point, honestly, I was not really feeling that many contractions, and that's the part that just kind of sucks, because like, I don't know, I feel like we came into the hospital a little too early. Like maybe I could have actually just stayed at home and like slept the whole night, or like, I don't know, like maybe waited till the contractions were closer together, basically. Like honestly, like with Aurelio, they were coming like every minute when I got with him. Like when I got to the hospital, that's why it took like 4 hours. So I don't know, maybe I should have just, I guess I learned the lesson the hard way. But yeah, I just kind of had a feeling like the contractions were kind of stalling out a little bit. So at that point they put me on Pitocin, and then so they kind of like warned me, like, okay, once you get on Pitocin, this is gonna happen like so fast. And like once I was on it, I was getting more intense and like severe contractions, and it was getting to be more painful. So I ended up asking for the epidural. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to like, I don't know, just get it as early as possible, just so that like I didn't wait until it was like a little bit too late and like a little too far progressed, and then I wasn't able to get one, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I got it, and then once I got the epidural, my water broke like almost immediately, which was weird. Like they were like just, you know, fixing up everything on the bed, and then she noticed like, oh wow, your water broke. And I didn't even feel it, because obviously I had the epidural, so like I did not feel it happening. And at that point, like it kicked in really fast. I wasn't in pain anymore. I wasn't feeling the contractions or anything like that. But the problem was like, then I just had to wait and literally stay on that bed for so long, so many hours. Like it just was going so just painfully slow, because the labor did actually stall again, completely stall. Even though I was told that it was going to be so fast, it was not fast. I was literally there. Like they told me that like by December 10th, that was the Tuesday, that like she would already be here. She would be born by the 10th. And that's what I was like mentally preparing for and everything. But then no, that did not happen. I was literally on Pitocin for like 24 hours or more. It was like, yeah, I think it was like, no, it was like about 24 hours literally. They just kept like pumping it up and increasing the dose, and nothing was happening for so long, and it was just getting so painful. I tried to sleep as much as possible. You know, I tried to do different positions, you know, in the bed. Like, I would ask them to, like, move me. I obviously couldn't move. Oh, by the way, this is so cute. That little newborn scrunch. Oh my gosh. She's so cute. Yeah, and just nothing was happening for 24 hours. And then I just started getting really, really uncomfortable and really painful just being in the bed for that long. Like, that is a long time to be in the same exact hospital bed. And you know those beds are not comfortable. Like, I was like trying to watch some movies. I was trying to like distract myself, like, I don't know, edit pictures, just random stuff like that, just to like kill time. And it was just going so slow. And yeah, Abby, he was able to sleep literally like almost the whole time, of course, like guys are always. And he was like just sleeping in the little pull out bed kind of thing, or whatever it was, like a couch bed. So yeah, he was able to sleep. So, you know, I'm happy for him and all. But I mean, I kind of slept a little bit here and there whenever I was able to, but it wasn't anything that, like, it was not very good of a sleep or anything. It was still super uncomfortable, really painful. I was actually like, I kept crying on and off just because like I was honestly losing hope. Like, at that point, I actually completely had lost hope. I was like, am I ever gonna have her? Am I ever gonna not be pregnant right now? Because it was just getting so intensely painful. Like, the epidural, like my legs were so heavy. Like, you know how you have like the catheter in, like it just gets gross, you know. It just starts feeling really nasty at some point. And just the fact that I was there for that long, like I literally lost hope. I was crying. Like, I kept having tears just come out and I couldn't control it. I couldn't stop it. Like, the nurses kept coming in and seeing me and I was just like randomly crying. And it was just from the amount of pain and pressure and just discomfort. My back was killing me on the bed as well. So then I think it was like, I forget what time it was. But so the doctor finally came in. They wanted to check my progress, and I honestly, I don't remember how far dilated I was at that point, but I think I was only to like a 7. Like, I was 6 or 7 for hours. Like, I was stuck at a 7 for so long. Like, every time they checked, I was never progressed more than that, so they were getting a little concerned. So then the doctor came in and was like, basically, like, in a way, she kind of threatened me. She was like, oh, if you don't dilate to like a 9 or 10 and are able to like start pushing by like 2 or 3 a.m., we're gonna have to do a C-section, because she said like there's only a certain amount of dosage of Pitocin that you could possibly be on, plus epidural that you could possibly be on. And I had both. Like, I wasn't to the maximum dose of epidural, but I was definitely the maximum dose of Pitocin. And they're like, yeah, like, we can't induce you any more than that. Like, at this point, your body's not doing what it's supposed to do, so we're gonna do a C-section. The second she said that, I was freaking out and I was like, no, no. That's the part where I got motivated and I started feeling a little empowered, because I was like, okay, I've been sitting on this bed for literally like 24 hours or more. Like, I've been having contractions, being in pain. It's been too much. And the fact that I did progress to a 7, instead of seeing it as a negative, I was seeing it as a positive. I was like, clearly my body is preparing for labor. Obviously, it's doing something. I did not come all this way and come to this hospital and sit here for this long just to get my stomach cut open on a C-section. And the thing is, like, I'm not against C-sections, but I did not want one at all, because my other 2 kids were, you know, just a regular like vaginal delivery and everything. And I just didn't see a problem. Like, I knew my body was capable to do it for a 3rd time. Like, I 100% knew that it was going to be fine. She was already so far deep down there. Like, I felt her completely engaged. Like, she was ready to come out, honestly. Like, I felt that and I knew that. And I was like, no, I'm not doing a C-section. I just can't, not because that I'm like against them or, you know, those kind of medical interventions, because I know if it's like an emergency, you do need to do it. You need to get the baby out ASAP. But in my situation, I knew it was not an emergency like that, and I did not need one. Like, I just knew I was capable to push her out. Like, there was no reason for me to not. So then I started getting motivated. So I like FaceTimed my sister and I was talking to her, and then she just started like kind of empowering me, and she was just telling me, like, she was just helping me to like kind of like mentally, like, you know, like just think of other things, like maybe like do some meditations, like visualize her coming out, start talking to her in the belly, because she was very like asleep in there. Like, that's why the labor stalled, because like just nothing was happening. So I was like, oh my gosh, I think she just fell asleep. So I was literally like shaking my belly like this, and I was like, wake up, baby. I put the phone to my belly. My sister was talking to her, and we were like, come on, baby, you have to get out, you have to come out. Like, we were literally encouraging her and talking to her, and like that whole time it was completely dead silent in the room, is what I had noticed. So I was like, maybe if I actually talked to her and encouraged her and it wasn't dead silent, maybe she would actually hear it, because obviously babies can hear you in there. And then she would actually wake up and like kind of like get it together and be like, okay, I need to get born now. So, oh, she's just so cute. So yeah, we were talking to her, and my sister was talking to her, I was talking to her, I was literally shaking her. I was like, come on, baby. And like, yeah, she was probably like this. She was probably just curled up in a little ball, just sleeping, which is, you know, it's cute. But I was just like, no, we gotta get you out, baby, because it's been too long, sweetie. So yes, literally after that, I started doing meditations. Like, I put on some YouTube videos. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry that I'm like rocking back and forth, but you know, like, you can't stop doing that when you're holding a baby. You like have to move. You literally can't just stand still. You guys get it. So yeah, so then I was like, yeah, listening to some meditations on YouTube about like, you know, like kind of like visualizing the baby coming out, all that kind of stuff. And then I obviously still couldn't move because I had the epidural. So I actually started requesting every hour, like on the dot. I had a timer, and I kept asking the nurse, because at that point, every hour I would get really discomfort, like just in a lot of discomfort, like super bad. So I honestly needed to. She would switch me, like she would rotate me, and Abby would kind of help. I would like flip to the other side, and then she would put like the peanut ball in between my legs, whatever. The peanut ball thing like was very helpful, because it kind of like engages and like opens up your pelvis and stuff. So I kept like doing the peanut ball, but on opposite sides, like one side and the next side. Do an hour on each side, and then sleep and meditate during that hour, but just kind of like mentally try to be positive, because I was just getting to like a really negative place at that point, just losing hope that it was ever gonna happen. So I think I switched maybe 2 to 3 times that I rotated sides and took those little naps that I was just telling you. And then at one point I remember I was on the left hand side. It was about, I think it was about like 2 a.m., a little after 2 a.m., something around there, maybe 2:30, 2:20. I'm not sure, but I know it was after 2 a.m. Yeah, so I just out of nowhere, I felt not just like an urge to push, but an extreme amount of pressure. Literally, like there was a bowling ball in between my legs kind of pressure, like an actual bowling ball. It was that heavy. It was that intense. Like, it was just crazy. Never felt that much pressure before during this whole labor. Did not feel that, not whatsoever. Like, I knew something was quite different feeling. It was just really weird. It was like, and like the epidural was like starting to like lose the strength. So I was starting to feel things, and I'm like, okay, something's really going on at this point. So I called the nurse, like I pushed the little button, and I was like, can you please check me, because I feel a lot of pressure. Like, at that point I was almost crying too, because I was like, this like really hurts. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, but something is happening right now. So she like flipped me to my back and then checked, and then she was like, oh my God, call the doctor right now. And she was freaking out, and she was like, oh my gosh, I see the head. The head is like literally sticking out. Like, her head was literally out, not her whole head, but like the top of her head was like coming out. And that's what the pressure was that I was feeling, like literally. So she called the doctor, and like the doctor was taking too long, so she called in a bunch of people. Out of nowhere, like everyone just rushed in. You know how it's always like 1,000 people rushing in? They all rushed in, like the infant care person that does the little, like, checks the baby and all that stuff. So many people ran in, and then the doctor saw it and was like, oh my gosh. So they started like literally yelling at me and saying, don't push. Because if I pushed, she would have literally flown out. So they told me not to push. So then they're like, oh my gosh, you're having her right now. So it was like really intense. Then finally, once they got like, the doctor got situated with like, they have to put stuff underneath you, I guess, to like catch the placenta and all that kind of stuff. Once she did that, then she was like, okay, push. I swear, I don't even know how many times I pushed. I think I pushed like 1 to 2 times at most, maybe 3. I didn't even feel the pushing. It was so easy. Like, I just pushed a little bit, and then she was literally out. There was no tearing, nothing at that point. So I was like, okay, you see, I did not need a C-section. My body can do what it was supposed to do. I knew that it would. Like, I just had a feeling everything would be fine and work out. And the fact that I didn't have to push, like, she just popped out. And yeah, everything was fine. Like, the placenta came out, everything was great. Abby cut the cord and they like put her on my chest and everything, and she was so cute. And the second I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, she just looks like a girl. Like, she just had like a girl look to her. She looked so different than my other babies at that point, because like they were boys. I just knew like she was just like a cute little baby girl. And she was just so sweet. And then she did not cry. She just like did a lot of grunting noises. She didn't cry at all. Like, the first few hours, they actually had to like stimulate her and like get her to cry, because she wouldn't cry. And she did have like a kind of a little bit of like fluid stuck in there, like, you know, in like her lungs and nose kind of thing, but they were able to like suction it out. It was nothing really serious or anything. But yeah, basically everything ended up being fine. After all that, after such a long time being in there, everything worked out perfectly. She was like perfectly healthy, and yeah, nothing was wrong. Everything was great. And she did end up being born at 2:56 a.m. and it was December 11th. And it's cute because like she was born on the 11th and her name is Elvie, so like L11 Elvie. It's just kind of cute. Like, her birthday really suits her and her name and everything. So yeah, it all worked out very well. And then the cool thing is about that hospital, it was the William Beaumont Army Medical Center at Fort Bliss. And if you're an experienced parent, like if you're a parent that already has a kid or two, they actually let you, if everything's good with your newborn, they let you leave after 24 hours after giving birth, like basically the next day. But if you're a first-time parent, it's 48 hours. Like, they keep you there for 2 days just to kind of like get you more used to the newborn routine, teach you things, help you with the lactation consulting, and just kind of like train the parents a little bit, because like they said, there's some people that have never even held a baby, you know, like they're like brand new parents. So those people do stay 48 hours. So yeah, because they knew that it was like my third baby, they're like, oh, you're good to go after 28 to 24, after she passes all the newborn screenings, like the jaundice one, the hearing, you know, all that stuff. The only sad part was like every time before I fed her, I'm sorry, the nurses would have to come in and like do that little blood glucose thing and check her glucose levels. Not mine anymore, but hers, just to make sure that she didn't get the gestational diabetes transferred into her. And like, her levels were always really good. They were never concerned that she had like too low of blood sugar or too high or anything like that. But they did, like, that was the one sad part. Like, they did have to like prick her little foot and like get the little blood drops and check her levels literally before every single feed. So that was kind of sad. And I was honestly getting kind of sick of it. Like, I just wanted her to be home and like the poor thing to not get any more shots or stabs or pokes or little blood drawn. You know how it's just so invasive. I just like, you know, I just wanted her to be left alone. So yeah, finally, like, we were able to leave like the next morning. We left on, so yeah, it was like Friday that we left at like maybe around like 12-ish, around like, yeah, noon on Friday. So we didn't stay for that long, but the fact that I was there literally since Monday night, it felt really long, because like that whole induction was super, super intense and long. And that's basically the kind of the same type of induction that I had with Sav, like my first son, because it was the same thing. Like, he was also born at 38 weeks, 6 days. She was too, 38 weeks, 6 days, same thing. And he was induced due to high blood pressure, not high glucose. But it was very similar, and like his induction also took a extremely long amount of time. But yeah, since it was my first baby, it was way worse, just way more painful. And I had to get like episiotomy and stuff with him and all that. So I didn't tear or anything like that with her, but it was long. It was like I was ready to go home and get out of the hospital at that point. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it was like a long whole process. But it was worth it. It was totally worth it, because my actual date that I was supposed to be induced was that Friday, the 13th, which was the day that I actually got out of the hospital. So I would have had just been going in on that Friday if I would have stuck to the original induction date. And then my mom would have had to leave on Sunday morning, and she had to go back to Florida. So honestly, she wouldn't have gotten to meet her. She wouldn't have gotten to like really see her that much at the hospital, or hold her, or like be at home with her and meet her. Nothing, none of that stuff would have really happened. But because it all worked out really well, It was really cute. Like we once we got home and stuff with her, we actually got to go like a fun little activity with her, go to this little playground park, take her to, it was like this little cute like Mexican party at the park that was happening, like a Christmas little event. So we got to do that. Like we got to take her to her first little outing. It was so cute. And we got to like hang out with my mom with her. My mom got to hold her, be with her. So I was just so happy that my mom really got to like actually have the full experience of meeting her and everything, and still be there and still be able to like, she was able to help with the boys and the house and so much stuff. Like if you're watching this right now, Mom, thank you because you helped so much, seriously, with the whole process. And I'm really grateful that it ended up working out the way it did and that she was born when she did and all that stuff. So yeah, it was a happy ending. And she's just like a beautiful, perfect little cute angel baby. She's so sweet. Her brothers love her. Cute Sav is with her. He's just so sweet and so loving and gentle and stuff with her. But yeah, she's like our little sweet little girl. So we're just so happy, so blessed and grateful and everything. But oh, look at her little hand. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you in our next video. Say bye. Okay, so it's the next day. We're back at the playground and there's a really beautiful sunset. Way more beautiful of a sunset. Look at that. That is so pretty. You see it? The sunset's so beautiful. She was actually looking at it. Okay, well anyways, I just wanted to quickly say thank you guys so much for watching the video. I know this was a super long video, so thank you for sticking around till the end if you heard the whole entire birth story and everything. Yeah, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and stick around for our next vlog. Sav, what would you want to say? Savvy wants to say something. Go ahead.
I am a Pyramid.
Oh, say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Sunset. Okay, see you guys later.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.